Welcome to the Cholan show. This is Sudhakar, CEO of Chola Labs. Today we have Mr. Senthil Nayagam. Welcome, sir. Welcome to the show. And he is the CEO of Muonium, and he works on generative AI, which is called as Gen AI as of now. And he is very famous in the media industry through the Kavala song. He has changed Tamanna's image with Simran, and it went on viral, and it has reached more people across the globe. I think international satellite TV companies reached out to you. So please introduce yourself, Sendil.
Hi, I'm Senthil Nayagam. I'm a self-learned programmer. So I start pretty early on different things. I'm generally early adopter for most technologies. So I'm currently working on generative AI services and not into LLM. Primarily, my focus is on for media purposes, for movies, right? So voice, images, video, audio, music effects, VFX. So we do work on this space. De-aging, or you can mention a lot of things. Okay, so a couple of current which went viral for us. I think first was like the first current we did was a motion tracking work project which got a slightly reach but not beyond. We did two versions. One was I think when Kamal song was there, we replaced Kamal with a robot. Actually, that's a version which is available on Twitter still. So it's a 80s Punnage Menon song, the title music, right? So we took that part and we did a version for it. Similarly, we did a version with Varis, Vijay steps, right? Without replacing Vijay, we replaced another dancer. We did a version. Both got us some attention, but we said, okay, hey, still we need to do a lot more to create awareness among people about generative AI. So it's okay, what can I do? So you need to have a shocking value. You need to identify something which will go in trend and give it a track. So me and my team, okay, we said, okay, what will go or what might work? So at that point, I think Kavala song was released, Jailer audio launch has happened. So we listened to all the songs. Which one would work for us? So when the audio launch happened, they released two versions. One was a dance version, okay, movie shots. Right? That's what was released. There was nothing we could do at that point of time. But I think 2 or 3 days later, they had a version which was released on YouTube and Insta, which had a hook step, the Kavala hook step, right? So 3 dancers dancing and with Tamanna in the middle part. I think we thought, okay, this is simple, face was easily trackable for us, lighting was okay. And so close-up shots, right? So if you want to put something on social media, right, Insta or Twitter or Facebook, it should be a close-up shot. That's what we thought would work, and we worked on that. We replaced actress Tamanna with several actresses, but the one version which got us a maximum laurel for us was we did with Simran. I'm born in 70s, so when I came to Chennai back in 90s, I think Simran was a new actress then. So I feel proud that, okay, I got a thank you note from Simran Madam himself. So that's the kind of expectation you have, right? So that was one thing which went viral. Second version we did was same jailer movie. There is another song called this one, with the Vishal Mishra song, right? Ratnam Mare song. So very emotional song. It's an introduction song. But what I felt was every Rajini song or introduction movies for last 30, 40 years which I've seen the movies, it would have been some top singer. It would have been either SPB or sometimes Mano or other singers have done it. Malaysia Vasudevan, they have sung these songs for him. So can we bring that song? And we chose maybe SPB could be done, and we cloned SPB's voice from 80s movies, the version which I loved, and then we use it in that song. And we shared the credit back with the movie creation team and also with Behind Woods, and that also went viral for us. So idea was okay, but the only difference was this time SPB was not alive at that point of time. That's the difference which was there. Even for Simran, we used a younger version of Simran's photos images. That's also reason it went viral. So these two were pretty popular. We did a lot of interviews because of that. And I pitched a lot of concepts. We pitched to a lot of music directors. Okay, hey, can we use singers and voices and everything? And good part in last near a year, right? I think July is what we did. I think by January, I think A.R. Rahman used 2 voices for Lal Salam. Then we had Yuvan Shankar Raja doing it for Goat, right, with Bhavdani's voice. So creation become easier. Multiple people are doing it. I think even a previous interview said, okay, can we bring back Vivek or any of the actors, or can we dub it using AI? And with Vetayan, I think Amitabh Bachchan's voice was dubbed in multiple languages. with his AI voice. So that's also an interesting factor. So nearly a lot of predictions we have made have come true. In January, I think last we did Kalange Karnardi on his centenary, right? There was an event. We did an 8.5-minute video of Kalangar. They gave us a written speech, and we did a video version of it, the close-up. Most people don't go 4K at that point of time. People are using some online tools for it. We did everything locally, so that's how it worked for us. I have a team from a lot of movie producers and directors and editors for different projects, though I've not worked on a lot of part, but the idea is people are kind of warming up to the idea of using generative AI for it. So yeah, my interviews have been published because of election-related work in over 1,000 newspapers across the world. Several news channels across the world have covered me, and I feel good about it. But good part is, at least in Tamil Nadu, like we got the awareness earlier because people start talking about, okay, face or video or voice can be cloned very easily. That's the thing which happened last July. Compared to national media, I think we were at least 3 to 6 months ahead of the curve. So that's a good part for us to start. And at least in music industry has adopted it, and some early major movies, Indian everything, did the actors for it. Our GOAT movie had at least multiple versions of people, right? So that's a good start for us.
That's a pretty big achievement on the generative AI space. And yesterday was a very big day, right? Sora from OpenAI has been released. And what kind of changes it is going to make in movie production? Because it's primarily about movies, right? Creating videos out of text, images, and videos together as input.
Okay, so we had to go maybe a year back, somewhere around last December, January. I think they did an initial teaser of what can be created with AI-based tool. Like we could create an image, right? Let's say with Midjourney or DALL-E or several AI models available, we could create from a prompt, right? Or with a reference image, we can create it.
Yeah.
And what if we can make a video? So let's go back. What is possible now, and what are limitations currently with tools? Okay. So first part, if you're taking a movie, we shoot it in 24 frames per second, and most movies are shot probably in 4K or 6K or even 8K, but the finished output is given in 4K. That's all. Okay. That's another part. So you know how many pixels are being generated.
Right.
Right. So this is how normally it works. Second part, generating one image amazing in 2022 was not possible. It was very difficult to. So we had a lot of challenges. Sometimes we will have extra limbs or extra fingers,
right,
or eyes are not aligned, and then we had to. It's not one tool will solve everything. Then we improved upon it. Okay. Either we fine tune on a person's face. Okay, can I create the same person again and again? We've done it a lot with we call it LoRa. And other tools which can help you all do that part. And there was only stable diffusion earlier. Now at least 2 or 3 models. Like Blackmagic Lab is pushing for it. Even I think Elon Musk announced they are internally using. They were using Blackmagic Labs initially for the Flux 2 for their Grok tool. Now they have built their own AI model, and they have huge clusters, so they could improve it from there as well. So create first image, then you say what are the different objects of space in the image, and can we move them, and does it take care of, okay, let's say, does it conform to the physics? So we have something, humans sometimes can't figure out exactly what is wrong, but something is wrong, they can figure it out. Yes. We call it uncanny, right? So can we find something is odd about it? The hand movement is not same, fingers are wrong, costume is not moving in a particular way, gravity is reverse, something is wrong, we can notice it easily.
Object proportional objects?
No, a lot of challenges. So first part is like when a child is born, it doesn't know a lot of things. And it quickly, right, when it's born, it can't even control both the eyes together. They're not even watching it. Okay, within maybe about a month or so, the kid is able to focus.
Right.
So think of it as black and white. It can see in color. It can track faces. It can identify if somebody is a good person or bad. Is it a mother or a father? Unknown environment. So they can track a lot more as a kid. Okay. So AI is getting better at that part. So last year they said this is possible, and it was very computer intensive. 2 years back on a Intel i9 Mac, which I used to use, it used to take 4 minutes to generate a 0.25 megapixel image, 512 by 512, and there's no guarantee the image will be good as well. So that's what CPU was. And within then I had to switch. Okay, hey, all these AI was done or possible because of accelerated computing, which is mostly GPU or any specialized hardware required for it. Like Google is something called TPU, and this one with RTX 4090, which is a desktop GPU available for it. I moved from Mac to Windows for just doing it. And whatever used to take nearly 4.5 minutes to generate one frame, we have come to about 3 to 4 seconds. And then with all the improvements, earlier we do about 30 or 40 iterations to get one image, right, or epochs, right. Suddenly the training, we can do the same quality in 4, okay. Instead of 5 we can do 1024 by 1024. Then can we improve it further? Right. So the first version, when it takes 4 minutes to generate a 5 pixel, and you want to generate a, let's say, a 4K image, right? So you have to say, okay, how much resolution? It's about 16 times, 20 times. So think of it, one frame takes probably 30-40 minutes to make one frame, and for a 1 second video, if it takes hours or days, right? That model with CPUs, that reminds us, okay, that's how rendering currently happens, right? And in 1 year timeline, nearly 100 times the speed has increased on that part. Suddenly this becomes possible. Yes, there are limitations. Even OpenAI, right? Even if you want to have a $200 per month subscription to even get a watermark removed content at 1080p. Also, if you want to have humans in that videos, animal and other birds, they're okay with it. So they're trying to push people up. Okay. So that is required for it. And at that point also, they're generating 1080p. So that's 1920 by 1080 pixel. That's what they're generating. It's still not 4K. It's not still 8K. But the idea is, can you quickly iterate? The fact is that, but since once, so why I would say OpenAI were the ones who kind of promoted AI in a big way for us. ChatGPT started the AI movement for everybody. Everybody believed AI is possible. This is something similar. They said with Sora, they showed it, they didn't release it. They were discussing with Hollywood studios and everything. But in the meanwhile, we had over a dozen tools which are available. Okay, so people use Stable Diffusion, other versions to see if we can make continuous frames in some way. That was available for us in some way. And then there was Runway ML, then is Luma Labs, I think, I forget. There are actually over a dozen models, okay. Even Stable Diffusion has stable video, multiple models were created. Chinese have done amazing work on the part. So China, right, as a government, they have CCTV everywhere, right. So they record all the video of people in some way, and somehow they got trained, and they produce amazing videos, better than what current commercial models are offered by American companies. So that's a good, interesting thing to work for. But the idea is, it's still taking time. Even if you want to generate a 1080p image of 10 seconds, it takes about 10 or 20 minutes. That's the time which Sora is taking for now. But maybe in another down a year, right? What if it takes 20 minutes, it doesn't run 1 minute? 10-second content, what if we can generate it in 1 minute? Or a 10-second content, what we can do it in 1 minute? Right. Or in 10 seconds? Or at real time, can you generate content? So think of a possibility, okay, somebody is giving a news and AI is generating dynamically a news channel, right? Think of it, that's possible maybe in 2 years timeline. And that's how this is interesting for us. Right. And it's not only one tool or one solution, it opens the opportunity for everybody.
Right. So is there a possibility to generate an end-to-end movie with generative AI with the technologies available as of now?
Okay, so can we make a single building from a single rock? Yes, we had a couple of rock temples where the whole rock was there and they excavated everything else, and people have built statues like that and building like that. But that's a lot more, it takes a lot of effort. Okay, what if we can make bricks? Create small components. So let's take a story, okay? So take any movie or sort of story. So let's talk about movie production itself, how traditionally it's made and how AI can do it, okay? Right. So probably people have to discuss some story, they will come with a concept for that, and then they'll design characters, they'll iterate what kind of dialogue or scenes and shoot, and is it linear, non-linear, what kind of iteration, what kind of feel. You have to plan, a lot of pre-production happens in this space. And then they go for a shoot, and then everything pushed into post-production. Some are VFX driven in some way. Then they have they do DI, right, digital intermediate. Then they will do a coloring, or then there's a rough edit is there. Then there's a voice and sync and everything, right. And everything is kind of assembled at the end before it's given to a sensor, and then go into a release, right, maybe Cube or any other platform they're going to use. That's how that system works, right. So a regular movie takes months, sometimes years in some way, and there are a lot of multiple cameras. Each camera is often shot with a single shot, and different shots have been taken multiple times. And 4 to 5 days is a normal movie shoots this day. But in 70s, in Kerala, they had an amazing concept. People will come together for a movie as a project, and they will collect some money from people, which were other distributors in some way. And within 30 to 40 days, or even 50 days, they could put the movie in theaters. Has it been done in India? In Tamil, actually, it has been done. Okay. So I think this one, I think Muonium MBBS remake, right, in Tamil, right? So Vasool Raja MBBS. I think that was I think Saran did it. I think that was an achievement for us. AVM, somebody is producing it in 70 days or some number. I think they did it, finished the movie and released for Diwali. I think that's 2003, 2004, I don't know, something from Thailand, that, around that period. Okay.
Right.
So can AI help us do it? And the thing which you cover is, okay, can we make a short film out of it?
Right.
So can we come with shorts? Can we plan for it? So already they are pretty good at understanding text. So if you have a script or a bound script, analyze it and do a short division and the look and feel and everything, they are doing very good at it. Can we improve the dialogues? Can we do a subtitle or translation? That's very good at it. Can they describe each shot? Once you can describe a shot, we have done some work on pre-production for multiple movies, we've done it. So we can create this shot in some way. Currently, if you do a, let's say, storyboard, with actually a pencil sketch outline is what is being done in some way. If you're doing some VFX, they do previs in some way. Okay. So currently previs quality. Can it directly, the content is one prompt and one output and eventually it does? No, probably we are not there yet. We need like some more time. But we can do it, say, different in some way. See, let's take an example. Okay. If you're doing ads, it's a 25 second, 20 second or 13 second content is what they are making. They won't have a lot of edits. So 10, 20 edits will happen in that shot. So 1 second, 1.5 second, 2 second is what probably a shot will be done. Ads, that's the timeline. Okay. Movies, slightly we are okay. Most shots would be 3 to 5 seconds timeline. Sometimes we're talking about frames. Okay, 66 frames. I got somebody gave me content on that part. Okay, so that's, can we fix in this part? But it's not they take exactly that part. They take each shot screen will be 5 to 10 seconds is what the shot is. Then they have to assemble. They will chop off everything. Okay. And traditionally, what happens is only like, let's talk about the 92, 93 period when Jurassic Park was made. Jurassic Park had VFX, they had mechatronics, they had effect. But think of it, there was no proper Windows system to
Right.
do that part.
Right.
You have to imagine, how did they do it?
Yes.
Okay, if Windows 3.1 was, what version they had? How did they load it? They use Linux or whatever. How do they embed it? There, only in couple of shots they had to do it. So they had created some image in digital. They had to make a print on film, and then they edit it, modify audio. That's how. The idea is story has to be good.
Yeah, those days are like floppy disks.
So the idea is, can we have a feedback? So every movie ever released, if data set is available in some way, can an AI be trained on it? What might work in India? What is the trend for it? Or what can predict? Okay, maybe in next 6 months. Okay, think about it. See, government of India, let's say about censorship department, they have no idea somebody is making a movie.
Right.
Until the movie is signed, somebody submit for censor, they have no idea somebody is making a movie. Right. How much money is stuck in the industry, they have no idea. How many unreleased movie? I believe that at least 1,000 plus some movies in Tamil itself which
Yes.
are unreleased movie.
True, very true.
Some would not come in. We have big heroes. Ignore the small ones. In big hero movies,
These are all ready for release and not yet released, right? 1,000 plus.
there are some challenges. Ego and all kind of things stuck in. But so this is how that works. Okay, and again the time taken to release a movie, making to release everything. Again, I'm saying we have limited number of theaters. Our population of the number of theaters we have is low. Costs compared to other states, Tamil is lower. But also, you can't make $1 billion movie, right? When you price a ticket at 150 rupees, that's a $2 ticket price. It will not cover you for it.
True.
In US, let's say the ticket entry would be about $10, $12 to start with. And weekdays they will have different pricing. Other states are doing different on that part. And we complain, okay, ticket price is low, but popcorn is costly. Somewhere they have to make profit. That's a different story we can talk about. Okay. That is, can we have good stories? Can we have a good take on it? This is what we one part of it. So story in Tamil cinema, or I can mention is, okay, we want, don't want a separate story maker. Only when remake a movie, we give credit to somebody. Mostly it's director, it's a story come direction, plus everything is given to one person. And there are other challenges because of that. But can AI help you with the story part? Edit it, script it, improve it. That can be worked on it. Okay. US, they have formats. This is how the screenplay is. Mostly bound script is available in public in some way or through an agent they discuss. It's not a director goes and pitches to producer each time. There's a literary agent kind of thing. They have people, they will say, hey, this is a movie. Like I think Serena Williams' his father, King, I think that movie, I think that script was available in the market for 3 years. Every production was read it, and they knew this will win awards and everything, but may not be whatever reason. And I think Will Smith then came in as producer. I like the content, I will produce it, and I will act in it, and he got Oscar for it. That's how it went in. Okay, so can we go into that mode? But for us, can we protect the IP?
Yes.
See, in India, we say like before the movie just released, some people, multi people claim story is stolen. My idea was stolen. and how the system works, right? We can discuss separately, or maybe have a separate
conversation about
conversation that part. That's how that is going. Yes. Okay, but what part is okay? Hey, can we, with the story part, can we do a storyboard? Storyboard with generative AI, with the Midjourney, other tools, or if you understand that part, character design is happening, we can work on. We did character design for a couple of movies. We have done some work on that part. Different looks, can we create it?
Okay.
Look development is a big process for it,
yes.
But can we come close to it? Or give a lot more options for people.
Right.
Instead of pencil sketch, which will take, one artist can do maybe 5-10 screens, generating 1,000 images, not a big deal for using a tool like AI, right? That's something that will happen on that part. Then if there are any critical shots, can we animate some part of it?
Right.
The Sudhakar tool, can we do it? Or with we are done with Runway ML and Luma and whatever tools are available. Can we explore and do that part? We've done some work on it. We have done some shots where we took a regular phone camera or video shot on a green screen. We did something and then we transferred into AI with the actor's face. We've done some work on that. But hey, this can work. This may work, may not work.
Okay.
Right. So before shoot, can we plan these things? This will happen on that part.
Right.
And post-production, since the planning is better, like sometimes a 2-hour movie, they shoot 10 hours, 20 hours of content. They keep editing and cutting and chopping and different shots. So I'm not against it, but that's adding cost to it.
That's why we are seeing a lot of part 2, part 3, I think. They have a lot of footage.
Part 3 is because of all Bahubali, because one movie succeeded, right? Then they all, okay, we can also make money. But if the part 2 fails, or part 1 fails, part 2 is kind of scrapped in some way. Like Muonium AI, the whole story has to be made. They made both the movies together early, and they released one first and later. Okay, now Indian 3 is supposed to come directly on OT. Because I think Indian 3 is going to OT. Indian 2 didn't do well.
Right.
There are issues in it. Because the problem was everything was prosthetic makeup. There was no Kamal in it. That's a problem which people had for it.
Right.
What if we had a younger version? Either Siddharth could have been Kamal's son and we had dialogues for him. Some concept, right? Manish Kokora was there. We can leverage it in some way and say, okay, he's his son, right? Some story. People didn't wanted a Kamal, there was no Kamal Asar. It was all AI, not AI, probably it's a VFX version of Kamal, and with a lot of makeup, people didn't believe it. And there are some areas which a lot of people kind of attacked. The older version doing with a 6-pack and everything, that's the issue. Right. So can work on it. Right. That's something which will happen, improvement. Okay. So post-production, a lot of work can happen. Okay. So let's talk about rotoscoping. People shoot and they remove. Okay, let's say example. Okay, lot of stunts people use ropes. Right? That cutting is a pretty common thing. Every movie has that part. So they'll shoot it and do it. Sometimes they use a duplicate person to do it, and then they'll replace the head with it. Now, can we do a face swap that will work for it? People shoot on green screen, replace the green, and sometimes assume my hair is there, the gap will be there, a cloth is there, transparency is visible. So fixing that, there are people for it. And the VFX industry runs on that part. CGI, VFX, they all go into it. Okay, a lot of work happens in India, but not very high-end work. I'm not saying they're against it, but what has happened is now people specialize in one part. I specialize in rotoscopy. Nothing wrong in it. Is it a very creative work? No, it's more of a task, chore. That's how I see it. I have 5 years experience. I worked in 15 Hollywood movies. What did it do? And I removed the green screen. Maybe it's good for you. You paid for it. The prices all go up because of that kind of thing. Okay. And again, it's a multi-tier system available. So Hollywood has studios. Then Hollywood has VFX. Big companies that are DNEG is there. Multiple other. They operate in some way. They tie up with something. A whole movie is not given to one company. They'll give it to several companies so that the risk is averted in some way. Let's take example. Let's say Avengers Endgame. If you see IMDb, nearly 2,500 people on credits. About 100 people are doing only the rotoscoping part. Right. Not the most creative work. And they'll say the way 2,800 shots are there, we did this work. I'm not against it. Set attention may be required, other may be required, but at least that can be done in a way. What used to take 8 hours to finish, now at least 80-90% of that quality is achievable in 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Right. Okay. And another thing, okay, you don't need to have a specialized AI tool. Every tool which you are using is AI enabled. If you have a Windows laptop, you have a licensed one. If you upgrade it, you got a Copilot inbuilt into it. Right. If you have Gmail, Google, they are bringing Gemini into it. If you have iPhone is getting an AI into it. Yeah. So every tool you have it. Okay. If you have Facebook, Messenger, WhatsApp, whatever, everything has AI inbuilt into it. Right.
So people, without realizing that they are using AI in everyday life, they are actually using it, right?
No. You have to use it consciously as of today. Right. It's not okay. Accidentally AI used it. So your email suggestion, recommendation, we forgot attachment. That was one level of intelligence. But what if you can hold email? Hey, you previous email you write, you were angry with him. Now you're can get a counter for it. Okay. Earlier people used to have something called a product called Grammarly, right? It
Right.
was correcting English grammar for people. Now you give an instruction, it can write a whole email for you in a good way. Right? That's what has changed with AI. That's something interesting for us. Okay. But for the movie part, the idea is lot of which are pretty complex have become simple. Rotoscopy is available as a plugin into DaVinci Resolve and also Premiere Pro, right?
Yeah.
From editing to content to modify, okay. So think of it, I have a shot, I have a particular music duration is there, I have to fix it, okay. Can we extend the video for a few seconds, just where the transition happens?
Right.
Yeah, I can do it reasonably well today. But if you use beta versions, you can work on it, and they have own challenges for it.
Yeah.
But every tool is AI enabled.
Right. So it's not that AI is going to replace people, but the people who are not using AI, they will get replaced, right?
Okay, I have a very different take on that part. What I will think is AI era has started. And this is just the beginning, and this is not a fad.
Right.
Okay, people will go, okay. See, let's take up example, let's say YouTube, right? YouTube have probably 1 billion videos. In the last 15 years, they've done it, okay. Few percent of video are text to audio plus speech plus some faceless videos, we call it, okay. There are some, okay. What might happen in another couple of years is once tools become very easily available, instead of AI generated content becoming a genre or a category, human generated content will become a category.
Right.
Because it can do more.
Okay.
See, there are several genre of content which don't exist in Indian cinema or Tamil cinema. No, is there a market for it? See, in America, they had a television show for Simpsons and other content, right? Archer, for adults, right? Animated content. We never even focused on that. For us, okay, let's say this one, Kamal Hassan movie, okay, I forget, okay, Apuraja in Hindi, right? Aburo Sodagal. That had a small animated scene. Smiling, a pencil sketch is what done. It looks amazing for us, okay.
Right.
But somewhere around that time, they were doing animated content for weekly show. We are nowhere near that part.
Right.
So no, this genre may not work, will not work. Can't we create our Indian content or historical content in anime? No, it's not practical. What if it's become possible?
Right.
So these are things which are emerging as for us. Okay, we can't take. Okay, so let's say example of, let's say, Shivaji Ganeshan. Shivaji Ganeshan, amazing actor. Lot of generation has not seen Shivaji Ganeshan movies.
Right.
Not, we used to see in Doordarshan, whatever. Now Doordarshan is not there, or people don't watch that part. We don't have a subscription television.
Right.
But the only problem with this generation is, oh no, he's over the top. It's more like a drama kind of thing. It's kind of overacting.
Overacting.
What if we can make it subtle now?
Yeah. We can.
Second part, I will say, okay, see, have you ever asked a question, let's say, in a James Bond movie, how did he get a visa? Did he travel by aeroplane or ship or train? He's in this scene, next scene he'll be in a different city. Nobody questioned what is that.
Right.
Here, when we were building movies, we had to show a train, we had to show an aeroplane, somebody's plane has to fly, we had to show, because the audience was not smart. That's the assumption, okay. But what if we bring those old movies back?
Right.
If directors and producers everything accept, we can create a trimmed version of content which people can watch.
Yes.
Or can we suddenly make it improved in a particular way? Or can we remove some crass jokes? Or can we create a content like in airlines where people edit the content and show a smaller version of content? They don't put the full content because of various reasons. Okay. So can we get those version of movies?
Yes.
We don't need a 2.5, 3 hour version which is a lot of things kind of stuffed into it. Can we reduce it to 1.5 hours?
Right.
In US, right, they don't have intervals.
Very
So
true.
if you live in US, I've traveled in
Yes.
So we buy your popcorn or pizza, whatever we want, we buy and we'll go into it. And by the time we finish it and the movie finishes, we'll go away.
Yeah.
That was the system for it. There's no interval. Here, no, we have to have an interval. We need to have songs.
Right.
And we have to have a snack sale happen before it.
Yeah, that's the first time when I went to AMC to watch a movie. I was like shocked. I was waiting for the interval to buy some onion rings. But what has happened is there is no interval. So every time
duration is 90 minutes. The whole thing is 90 minutes,
Yes.
1 minute, right? That's all.
Right.
Yeah, that comes. So we have to change concept for it. But do we have good stories for it?
Yes.
So now because we have interval, Tamil cinema has to have two stories. Okay,
Right.
we have a midpoint, we have a high midpoint. People have to go out and they have to come back.
Right.
Because if it's not entertaining enough, people go away or they will not come back.
Right.
That's also happens for us, right?
Yeah. Most of the times, I think if the second part is chopped off, the first part itself is a very good movie. The second part kind of dragging it further, so it is making it.
We have to stuff it.
Right.
In terms of entertainment, okay. Can we add a comedy track? Some people require it. Sometimes we have to have a songs.
Right.
sometimes we have to do a hero as an introduction. Good part, I think Vijay changed his tack to extent compared to 10-15 years back. All his movies exactly had a same part.
Right.
Even for Rajni, I will say. So each introduction, each movie would have his name in a song. Correct.
Right. So is it like a template the Tamil movie industry is
I don't
working
know.
on?
See, for big budget movies, it's different.
Right.
They had a like here in the 10 minutes, the interesting content is not happening in Tamil cinema. People will complain or write something on Twitter.
Right.
That movie is bad and something.
Right.
In Malayalam, the story building, the world building takes 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Then up to half, nothing has happened.
Right.
And suddenly the story builds up. So maybe our expectations are different for Tamil cinema.
Right.
So subtle version would be Malayalam cinema, Tamil is slightly better in some way. Telugu is even over the top.
Right.
Bollywood is in a different league in that sense.